Hello there and welcome back to the channel again. Hopefully welcome back for your sake this time, because we are in the middle of something here. We are looking at sustain sounds to help me cope with my sustain envy of guitars and organs and synthesizers and such instruments, as inspired by listening to various different kinds of drone doom and ambient doom. I'm going to just assume that you've seen the first video in this particular series, what will probably be called Children of Sustain Envy Part 1. This will be Children of Sustain Envy Part 2. We do like this naming process. Now, we've got a few things left to do. We're going to get to the dweller and the horizont in reverse order there. But as a very brief recap, we've got the Superego Plus all set up there. We found a nice filter setting that we like. Wasn't quite up to scratch, the old Pog 2 with its filter, and we are thinking of getting a proper filter pedal. And what we have got here now is, you may notice that this color has changed. We will get to that. What we are going to do, oh, one more thing that we did, we created a nice sound for ourselves with the Fuzz Factory. So, what we're going to dive in with is the octaves of the Pog to see how useful they are. Now let's turn the compression off, the fuzz off, and capture a sound for ourselves that we like in our freeze pedal. Let's try a couple of others. Yeah, that's pretty good. So let's just do a comparison. Maybe we need a little bit more here. So obviously the Superego Plus, the Pog 2 being what it is, we can add an octave up, an octave down, 2 octaves up, 2 octaves down. Ooh, now that's where things get monstrous, and I think we may actually enjoy that. What we've also got, though, is with the fuzz, being able to add some of these kind of things. Now, a fuzz pedal with a wet-dry blend is essential, we have decided, and we will be purchasing one. But for the time being, we will make do with what we've got. But I think it's fair to say that this is already kind of a success. I mean, some really nice different textures there. And of course, with the presets there, we'll be able to scroll through nice easy and set things up. No idea if we've got anything in there already. We're not going to bother with that now. So what I'm going to do is try out some different presets, some different settings, without fuzz and then with. So we've got, let's do just an octave down. Yeah. Not quite as good as a mixture of both. It does seem that a mixture of octaves is where the tastiness may live. That's rather nice. And you know, like, there's the filter as well. Doesn't seem to be doing a heck of a lot there. But the trouble with that is it ends up sounding, it's got that rumble, then it's got a fifth in it as well. It's just delicious. This is going to be fun with the dweller later. Yeah, that's very nice. Turn the layer down a little bit more. Ooh. You see, a lot of these organ sounds don't necessarily fuzz well, at least with the Zvex Fuzz Factory, which, you know, is a little bit of a monster. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that we can do there. Okay, we're going to put it back to... Let's do this kind of thing. We've got the octave above and the octave... Oh, let's do all 3 octaves at the same level. Is it just too low to be heard? Yeah, I think it's just... Okay. Okay. So... we've got that we can play with, which is very nice. And obviously different combinations of octaves do very different things. And it's all about the playing. And what the British do same as well. The other thing that we want to have a quick play with, as far as the Pog 2 goes, oh, of course that's the same thing, excuse me, there we go. Okay, it has officially been decided, wet dry mix is essential on our fuzz pedal. The other thing that we've got going though is detune. Just listen to that. So you can imagine with the octaves, gives you all kinds of lovely things. I mean, this is an ambient machine in its own right, the Pog 2, just beautiful. But something like that with the fuzz. It introduces a kind of rhythm into it. So let's do just the... It's almost like the kind of effect you get with feedback from guitars, which is very much what we're going for here. So +1 octave. It's getting a little artificial compared to guitar stuff. But even very subtle things like just a little bit of octave. Yeah, very, very nice. It's 2 octaves. That's what I need to do. Yeah. And the more octaves you've got in there, or the different combinations, the different rhythms that D-tune brings out, I mean, it's just like hours of fun. And you can hear that lag. Without the fuzz, it's just this beautiful atmospheric environment. Oh. Motion that it gives it, I think, is the real pleasure. And there we go, just as a last little thing. Let's see what Q does. Definitely some added intensity there. So this is without the fuzz. With the fuzz. Let's do it without the fuzz and hear the Q. You can hear those higher frequencies being amplified. Okay, and with the fuzz, I mean, it's definitely a very subtle thing until you really crank it. Okay. Right then, I think that I'm satisfied with that for now. As our little experiment. Now, let's give our ears a little break there, and we'll move on to the next thing. Now, the next thing is to do with the layers, but as a demonstration, I am not going to use the layers. I'm going to be sneaky. And what we're going to do is bring back the sound. And first of all, though, I'll just explain. This light here is usually green. When it's red, it means that there's an expression pedal plugged in and an expression pedal setup has been created, like a preset. So what I've done here is very simple. I've just had it be something that affects the filter. So there's our sound. Nice and simple. And we're going to dive back into this stuff again. here. But that will make a difference. I mean, even without the pod. Not quite as big of an effect as I was hoping for, must admit, but you can hear that that's that. So, let's just make the pog happy there. Okay. Now, we're going to make a different preset. What we want to do this time is to do with the layers. And so, let's get rid of that. This means it's in programmable mode. A little bit of a Superego Plus demo for you here. I've put the expression pedal in heel down. And filter we're not going to change. Filter is going to be the same for both settings. That 10 o'clock position that we found that we quite liked. But what we're going to do is for this one, we're going to have decay. Hold on. Which is the best way? I hadn't thought about this actually. Yeah, heel down. We're going to have it our usual setting with layer about here, and then let's make layer a little bit lower. Okay, and then put it into toe down, heel up position. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the filter is in the same position. And what we're going to do is we're going to decrease the decay, and we're going to increase the number of layers. There. So it'll be able to hold multiple layers at the same time. But the layers will be dying more quickly. And then we hold it down again. Okay. So this being the thing here, in our usual position. Oops, turn it on. But when we put the expression pedal down, okay, with the fuzz it's really difficult to hear. You can hear we've got that added now. But they are decaying. Hear that? I don't think we want the decay to be that short. I think we still want it a bit longer. You can hear how we've got two notes going there. But it's decaying. Okay, so as a first little attempt, that's not bad. Let's do a slightly different setting. I think we want more. Okay, heel down position is where we had it, and that was fine. Toe down. Let's make the decay a bit longer. Oh wait, hold on. Let's go back to heel down. We want the decay all the way up. When it's down, we want, okay, heel down is one layer or minimal layers, and infinite hold. Toe down is let's put it like not infinite, but like just below that. Just below infinite. And let's say we can have as many layers as we want. Okay. There we go. So and then it collapses into one sound. This is what we're looking for. What we want to be able to do is go into toe up position, toe down position, and hear how it's added that second note to it already. And that should be gradually decaying as well. And what we can do is go into the other position and it collapses down to one note, one layer. So it's nice kind of trumpet soundish sound. It collapses down to that one sound again. Let's try that a little bit with the fuzz. Let's see what that decays like. Yeah, it's there, but I still think we want it less. Okay, let's do that one. Let's do one more. One more program. So, heel down, we want infinite decay and minimal layers, sorry. And then toe down, let's put it there. And infinite layers. And then we save it. Okay, so turn it on. One note at a time. There we go, you can hear the decay. But before it decays, we collapse it back down to one note again. There we go. And then that will decay now. So, the idea of this is that we will be able to do drone stuff along with the contrabass that will just follow behind whatever the last note was that we played, but with one push of the expression pedal we will be able to harmonize with ourselves, which sounds wonderful. I will be very excited to try that out with the contrabass clarinet. Let's try a little bit that with fuzz. We've already come to the conclusion that the fuzz factory is not the ideal partner here, mainly because of like a lack of a wet-dry mix, but why not? Give it a try. Okay, one note at a time. There we go. and we've got this slowly decaying thing that we can add to whenever we want. But also, putting heel down again, collapse back into one sound when we want it to, one infinitely sustaining sound. Okay. We're just going to put on a different sample in a different register so that we can we're back to one sound at a time again. Okay. And that should gradually be fading out now. Maybe we want the decay time a little bit shorter. Maybe around the like 2 o'clock mark. But that's just lovely as it decays, isn't it? Yeah. So, coming together gradually. Okay, there's 3 more things that we want to do. One of them concerns this effect that we've just been working on with the expression pedal, and then horizont and dweller and combinations thereof. So, let's just go without fuzz for the time being, and we'll see how this goes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the expression pedal, and we're just going to play around without it, because as wonderful as it is, it has proved its worth. Okay, so the gliss thing. We've got our decay set up all the way. We've got our filter where we want it, and the filter is on. The effect volume is up nice and high. Layers are all the way up. Let's put layers all the way down again for now, or at least nice and low where we've been having them. So, that's our current effect. What we're going to do is we're going to add gliss, which creates a gradual transition from the one note to the next. Okay, that's too slow. That's too fast. You can hear how there's that gradual shift from the one to the other. And it has a rhythm to it. This would be easier if it wasn't tritones that we were using here. Let's listen to that. It's just monstrous. Is that just from the fuzz? Yeah. The cog's not on. That's awesome. But you can hear how it adds, the gliss adds another level of change. So it's not just from one sound to the next, instantaneously. There's that period of transition. Again, without the gliss around there. So layers now, let's increase layers a lot. And I think that what's happening there is whatever the last layer was to be added is gradually transitioned to from what the furthest, the very first layer currently in the system. Oh geez, that's a bad explanation. the temporally furthest away layer transitions to the newest layer that was introduced. Perhaps. Yeah, that doesn't make such a huge difference, does it? I mean, it's definitely, the effect is there, but it's not as noticeable when it's more than one note in the freeze. Like if we turn the layers back down again. In fact, let's turn them all the way down. That's interesting, very nice. Let's make the gliss a little bit longer. Yeah, it's very nice how it gradually moves into it. Okay, we'll make it a bit longer in this case, I think. Let's see what the longest gliss is like. Yeah, it's quite subtle. It's quite nice, but it's maybe not quite what we want. Okay, now the question is with the fuzz. Yes, that's just lovely. Yeah, very tasty. I mean, that's just such an awesome effect. See how it sounds without the fuzz. I mean, what an incredible creative effect. Okay, it's a bit too long there, but I think 3-ish is where it's good. And with the fuzz, that really is quite special. evolves into its own rhythm with the fuzz, yeah. Well, that's amazing. One more little thing. Increase the layers again. See if we can get an idea of what's actually going on. Yeah, there's definitely something disappearing as the new one comes in. That top note is still there. I mean, that is really, really lovely. Really, really lovely. And then, of course, with the fuzz, yeah, it all goes to shit. Because there's just too much going on. I mean, that could work, but yeah. Okay, take it back to where we were. Okay. Let that fade out in its own time. Yeah. Well, wonderful stuff.